Hello, folks. How are you doing? My name is Melvin, and welcome. Now you might be noticing, hey, this isn't your sky domain. What is this? Well, I am driving to work because this will give me more time to do the things that I want. So, I still want to make this content, but I've been staying up too late making it, editing it and posting it. So I just thought instead I am going to, just drive and talk because I have a commute again. My last job, it was so close to my house that I could have walked if I wanted to. I never wanted to walk because the drive made it so much shorter. It would have been a 15-minute walk versus like a 3-minute drive. So it's like, I'm going to take the 3-minute drive. That is just way too worth it. But yeah, I noticed that in my last video, I was like, I don't know if I want people to know the route of where I'm driving. Like, I was just getting too paranoid that it was going to be too like, I was like, I don't like people are gonna see the background and stuff like that. But then I guess the Samsung phones, you can blur out the background, so that's what I did. The background is blurred, so you can't really see where I'm driving. So I feel a lot more comfortable now making this. So that's why I had to delete the last one. I didn't want to specify, but now that I can take out the background, I'm totally okay with that now. But anyways, what is up, folks? This is Victorious Visionaries. I'm so glad to be doing this show with you guys. So let me specify what makes Victorious Visionary such a spectacular show. So everyone needs their own support. Everyone needs their own emotional support. Okay? I definitely need my own emotional support for this morning. It's so easy going into work, neglecting yourself, forgetting that you are the most important thing in your life, that by definition, you are the center of your universe. You are your own God. You need to start taking care of yourself as if you are one. Don't go overboard, but yeah, take care of yourself. Mental health forward. Understand that everything you do is wonderful. It has a purpose. It has a meaning. Maybe not everyone's going to understand it. Maybe it's not even going to be the right thing for everyone. Maybe this content that I make isn't for everyone. But regardless, with that said, I think it's important to me, and that's why I create it. So, with that said, let's start the... I'm trying... Because I actually have no topics. Actually, I kind of do. Because yesterday when I recorded, I was like, dang, I don't have anything. And it got quiet at work yesterday, so there's some topics that I could be talking about. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to talk about some topic arenas. So there's one topic, I don't know if you guys remember, but there was this one lady who she accused a couple of attempting to steal her child. And what was it? I can't say the whole story, so I'm not a reliable source in this matter. But what she told the police and what she said on the news and in social media were both not completely different, but just like one was just way more intense than the other. And that got the police a little bit suspicious. And then when they looked at the camera footage, then they realized, oh, she is completely lying. Like, everything she's saying is fabricated. They didn't do anything to her, but she made this whole ginormous story about how they attempted to kidnap her, or her child, at least, not her. And, I want to look at the world from a perspective of love and forgiveness and compassion. Because yes, it is really easy to look at this woman and say, like, she does deserve to be punished, okay? But I feel like she should be forgiven eventually. But let's not sugarcoat what she did. She almost ruined the lives of people she didn't even know, people who were 100% innocent, didn't do anything wrong, and she attempted to kind of ruin their lives. And she intentionally did that. She knew that was going to happen. Maybe she didn't know how much attention was going to be coming about this, but she knew that when this was rolling and she was going on the news, that yeah, she was going to be like, she was going to, yeah, like it's just, she knew the actions that she did are incredibly vile, but I want to look at the world with more compassion and forgiveness, because if we don't do that, then we're just as bad as our corrupt system, you know? How we don't allow people the opportunity to forgive and give compassion to when they go to prison. We have to start doing that for more people. And so, but yeah, it's just, that whole story is insane. It's bonkers. Most people would just never want to tell that kind of story, but because she wanted the attention, she was more than willing to, she was more than willing to kind of accept the consequences of that. And then I'm sitting here as there's kind of a traffic jam of some sort. Okay. Well, it seems like... there was an accident. Something happened. And it was funny, because I thought to myself, like, oh, I should probably not take the highway, because even though going on the highway is quicker, it can lead to more there could be traffic jams and things like that. And what it looks like happened is a garbage truck, the back of the garbage truck broke, and now there's a bunch of trash in the middle of the highway. Yeah, some sort of trash. Something is on the highway now. So yeah, that's crazy. But yeah, okay, everything is normal now. Everything is normal now. Now comes to the time where I will give myself 5 minutes of silence. And I do always want to describe why silence is important. So I was already telling you about how you're your own God, you're your own place, but silence allows you to figure out what's going on in your mind. When you are having these, as a human being, you're going to have mental issues of some sort. And you have to figure out what they are. And silence is the best way to do that. Silence is the best way to take a test. Silence is the best way to read a book. Silence is the best way to kind of get some, peace of mind. Now, of course, music is okay from time to time. So if you're someone who likes to sit down, listen to some lo-fi and, just have that be your silence, hey, have at it, That is okay too. Just as long as you are allowing yourself like actual silence, remembering to breathe, giving yourself time to breathe. That is very, very important. All those wonderful, wonderful things. So, we still got a minute left before we got to start being silent. But yeah, I guess I could do it now, because I got nothing else to say. Alrighty, so that was 5 minutes. And like I said, maybe you don't feel any different after those 5 minutes. Maybe you feel a little bit jittery or something like that. But it takes time to allow your body to get into the form of just trying to breathe. And hey, if you need to emphasize your breathing a bit more to help you concentrate on it, that's okay too. That is totally whatever works. Okay? So, I am going to do something that I always do during these segments. So, I stole a question from Dear Abby, and I'm going to read it. Alrighty, so I haven't read the question yet. I haven't read Abby's response. I don't like to read her response before I answer because, like, I feel like that kind of takes away from my perspective. I want to make sure it's as fresh as a perspective as possible, so I don't read hers. And if you want to read hers, it's Dear Abby. The title of this article is "Strict Schedule Leaves Little Room to Adjust." Alrighty. Dear Abby, I am a perpetual planner. Unlike my family and friends, I joke that I live and die by my calendar. Like my family's, mine consistently goes in different directions for schools, work trips, doctor's appointments, visits to and from out of town for family, etc. Our planned chaos overwhelms others who live life on a whim. Although I'm busy, I still offer my help, take my child and the neighbor kids to and from school or sporting events, or make the occasional weekend trips out of town for my family events while juggling everyday life. My family and friends say I need to ease up and be more flexible when plans change. I try to be, but often another person's lack of planning greatly impacts my day. Carpool changes that force me to take conference calls while rushing to and from, or friends showing up 35 minutes late for a dinner reservation. I'm told to relax, but no one seems to see how disrespectful of my time they're being. I try to be mindful of others, but everyone else seems to care only for themselves. What do you think? Scheduled in Georgia. Okay, so I relate to this question a lot because I used to be that person who took planning very, very seriously, took their schedule, took their time. And in a way, I still do. You see me, I'm recording in my car so that I have more time to sleep. Like, that is just how my day, I work 10-hour schedules. So it's like, I can only plan so much if I still want to sleep for 8 hours, 10, 8, 18. Okay, never mind. But anyways, so I do relate to that. And my mom has told me that too, that she's like, you gotta ease up on planning because no one's going to stick to it. No one's going to follow it. So it's tough. How I do things, and I don't know how your schedule works, but how I do things is when I make plans with friends, that's my whole day. I don't make it into tiny little chunks. I make it the whole day so that if for whatever reason they're late or, things don't go as planned, that's okay. That's the whole day, then I don't have to worry about that. So I try to make my work days, and I try to make my days off. I try to do that. And like I said, I know it's hard, especially making plans on weekdays. That can be very, very tricky, very, very difficult. And I do understand. I do think it's disrespectful when people are late and they take up your time. Like, that's your time, they don't know what you have planned for other things. So I definitely understand that and relate that. And all I can say is that there's two things. One, if it's that consistent, you just can't make plans with them. If your schedule is more important than your plans, then you got to stick to your schedule. No ifs, ands, or buts. But second thing I do, and it works sometimes, is if they're always late, you plan it 30 minutes earlier, or however late they are normally. I always do that. So I say, hey, get here by 6:30. Then they're usually there by 7. So it's like, all right, they didn't take up my time at all. They got there on time. I do that a lot. I always plan things early because I know people are gonna be late. Whenever I plan things with friends, I'm saying, hey, let's get out of here by noon. And then we get out of there by 1, but then I'm not worried because, hey, we got out by 1, 1 o'clock. But then when you plan things later out in the day, if you say, all right, let's do it for 6, and then it's 7, and then 8, it's like, all right, now it's getting close to my bedtime. So it's things like that. You gotta plan smarter if you really want to make time for them. If making time with them is really important, you gotta try to make the time. They're not gonna follow your schedule, unfortunately. I've tried with so many people to have them follow the schedule as best as possible. It just doesn't work. With people, it doesn't work. But if your schedule is more important, stick to your schedule. If not, I don't know. It's tough. That's really all I got for advice. But I hope that the advice was helpful in some sort of way. But anyways, yeah, I'm going to cut this one a little bit short. I'm already at work. I kind of want to get paid to be here if I'm going to be at work, So, but yeah, thank you so much for this awesome episode of Victorious Visionary. All right, you guys have a good one. You take care. Bye.